guys, Tivo2 here, back for another episode of my Bedrock TARDIS tutorial. In this episode, we're going to be going over dematerialization for our TARDIS. So as you can see, we pull this lever, and bam, the TARDIS disappears and says it dematerialized. Now, I've changed things to where we can't actually change the time or location unless we are dematerialized, so if we try to do it now, nothing happens. Nothing happens here either. We need to dematerialize, and then we can do these things. So we can change the time as such, and we can change our place as such. And now if we walk out the door now, you can see we've changed our place and time. And to go back, we need to dematerialize again, and also when we're dematerialized, we cannot walk out the door. But obviously we can change our location and our time, so let's do that. And now sunrise, click materialize, and here we are. And of course, we can walk outside the door, just like so. So how does this all work? Well, the first thing you're going to want to do is head over to your time, your location, and your chameleon circuit commands, and we're going to need to change a few things. For example, we're going to need to execute not only if our buttons and our controls are pressed, but also if entity at e name equals TARDIS demat. And this basically will just ensure that these will only work if the TARDIS is dematerialized, because what we're going to do is replace it with another entity called TARDIS demat, so we need to target only if that entity exists. This command is of course the same, but this one for location, obviously we're doing the same thing to it. We're just adding another condition here, if entity at e name equals TARDIS demat, just like so. And then over here, chameleon circuit, it's kind of the opposite, because I wanted that to only work if the TARDIS is materialized. So for this one, if entity at e name equals TARDIS. So yeah, if we head up here to our actual commands, the location will need to be changed a little bit, because actually these need to change what entity is being teleported. So instead of TP at e name equals TARDIS, we're going to do TP at e name equals TARDIS demat, so that our dematerialized TARDIS is the one being teleported. And as for the dematerialization process itself, it is handled by these command blocks here and this one. So we're going to start here. This is just simply testing if the lever is pulled. So it is on repeat and always active. And what it's doing is execute if block at those coordinates is a lever, and then opening our square brackets, we have open bit equals true, comma, lever underscore direction equals up underscore north underscore south. Obviously, these directions might be a bit different for you if your lever is facing a different direction. Just play with those until you get it as it should be. But yeah, this should detect if our lever is pulled, and if so, this comparator will go off and activate this chain. Of course, you want all of these to be facing the same direction with the arrows, and this first one is on impulse, unconditional, needs redstone, and the others are on chain, conditional, and always active. What are they doing? Well, this one is doing /say TARDIS dematerialized, and then the chain is doing effect at e name equals TARDIS invisibility 1010 true. This is exactly like with our chameleon circuit, because we are going to need to kill and replace the entity just like with that. And what we're going to do is execute as at e name equals TARDIS at s, run summon cc TARDIS, except we're summoning it with a new name, TARDIS demat, at those exact coordinates. So it's summoning a new entity called TARDIS demat, and then what it is doing is kill at e name equals TARDIS. So it's killing the TARDIS, and it's replacing it with the TARDIS demat entity. And then when the lever turns off, this redstone torch will turn on and power these command blocks first, and then a couple ticks later these ones because of this repeater. So let's do these ones first. This is, of course, impulse needs redstone, /say TARDIS materialized, and then this is a chain, of course, chain conditional always active, and this is doing scoreboard player set chameleon circuit cyclers 1. And that's just so that our TARDIS doesn't mess up, because there is a bit of a bug where the chameleon circuit, because of how it works, can sometimes summon 2 TARDISes on accident. So this is just making that not happen. And then we need a bit of a delay, so do a repeater on 2 ticks, just like so. And then another chain of command blocks. Impulse needs redstone, of course. This one is doing execute as at e name equals TARDIS demat at s, run summon cc TARDIS, and then we're going to kill TARDIS demat. So yeah, this is basically the opposite of what we did in this chain. We do not need the invisibility anymore, and I'll show you why in a moment. That's because the TARDIS demat entity is already invisible thanks to this, which is on repeat, always active, and this is doing /effect @e name equals TARDIS demat invisibility 44 true. And so basically it's just constantly invisible. So yeah, let's run through this one last time. When we click the lever, it's going to turn the TARDIS invisible, summon the TARDIS demat entity, and then kill the TARDIS entity. And now these command blocks will be able to target that entity because they're not able to target the regular TARDIS entity anymore. So now we can run these. And of course we can change its position. And of course this will no longer work because this command block is of course targeting the TARDIS entity. And then we can rematerialize. And this will change our exterior to the police box just to make sure that we don't accidentally summon two. And it will go ahead and replace our entity with the TARDIS entity once again. And now we can walk back outside the doors, like so. But yeah, that's really all there is to it. This has been my tutorial on a dematerialization feature for the TARDIS. Hope you all enjoyed. I've been Tebow2. Be sure to subscribe, to follow my Instagram, Tebow2at, to follow my Twitter, which is also Tebow2at, to join my Discord, and lastly, to have a nice day. Goodbye.